Hi there and welcome to this orientation for the Philosophy Summer 2025 course. And in this orientation, I'm going to talk you through everything you need to know about all the assignments, how the course is organized, and all that kind of thing. My name is Roger Foster and I'm the instructor for this course. So I'll talk you through the course design, I'll talk you through the assignments, and everything else relevant to the course as we go through. Okay, so first thing to note is that the course is organized into 3 modules. So the course runs 6 weeks. It's from May the 27th to July the 8th. So May the 27th is the official start. And each of those 6 weeks are organized into 3 2-week modules. So on May the 27th to June the 8th, we start Module 1, which is called Ethics and the Good Life. From June the 9th to June the 22nd, we'll be dealing with Module 2, which is Civil Disobedience. And from June the 23rd to July the 6th, we'll be focusing on Module 3, which is on Philosophy and Mindfulness. So each week we'll be dealing with a sub-module. So in each module there are 2 separate sub-modules. In the first module, Ethics and the Good Life, we'll be looking at firstly human nature and then ethics around the world. And then we'll have 2 parts of our civil disobedience module, where in the first part we'll look at the works of Thoreau, Gandhi and Erich Fromm. And in the second part we'll look at Susan B. Anthony and Martin Luther King. And in the third module, Philosophy and Mindfulness, the first submodule will be on Stoicism and the second submodule will be on Buddhism. So those are that's the way the content of the course is organized into 3 modules that last 2 weeks, and each week we'll be dealing with a submodule. So that will take us through to the final exam, which will be concluded on July the 8th. So the final exam is one of 3 exams in the course, and I'll tell you about the exams a little later in this orientation. Okay, so 2 very important documents are the syllabus and the course map. So you'll find in the syllabus all the information about what we'll be doing week to week, the course outline, and you'll find information about the course description, you'll find information about me and how to reach me, you'll find the office hours, and you'll find a lot of other relevant information. So you'll also find the information about how the different assignments will be graded, and I'll talk you through that in this course orientation as well. But if you ever need and you want to review that information, you'll find all of that in the syllabus. So the syllabus is posted on Brightspace, as is the course map. And the course map has a weekly guide of what's due and what's expected from week to week. So it tells you the due dates of all the assignments and the weekly assignments and tasks. You'll find the different assignments and when they're due. It tells you the readings and any video lectures that are that have to be reviewed and read that particular week, and you'll find the topics that we're dealing with. So the course map is a really handy document for keeping up and seeing what we're doing on a week-by-week basis. And I'd recommend you download these documents and keep them with you so that you can keep on track. This is a 6-week course, so it's a kind of a condensed course. So it does move, you'll find it does move very quickly. So if you have a good idea of what the assignments are week by week, when things are due and what we're doing and where we are in the course, and you'll get that from these documents, you'll be well placed to keep up to speed and to do well as we proceed in the course. So keep these documents close by, make sure you refer to them. If you're ever in any doubt about what we're doing and where we are and when a particular assignment is due, you'll find the answer in the course map, and lots of other information about the course in the syllabus. Now the weekly course content consists of 2 things. It consists of readings, which are provided on Brightspace, and they're usually in PDF format. And the other part of the weekly course content is the video lectures. And as you can see here from a sample week, You'll find that the readings and the course lectures are organized together. So Plato Gaiji's Ring is the first reading. It's a PDF document. And then there's a video lecture on that document, on that reading below. And then there's Mencius, which is another reading, a PDF document. Then there's a video lecture on that reading, and the same with Shunsu, the third reading. So there are usually 2 to 3 readings, often 3 readings, and there's usually 2 or so video lectures to accompany those readings in the course. So what I would recommend is to spend the first part of the week reading the course text and watching the lectures. So there are usually no assignments due Monday to Wednesday. So this is the time, no weekly assignments due at that time. So this is the time to absorb the readings, to absorb the lectures and any supplemental material that may be provided. But it's mostly the lectures and the video lectures and the PDF course readings. So everything is provided on Brightspace. You'll find it's organized on a weekly basis, so the content is there for you to go through. And like I said, it makes sense to spend the first part of the week, Monday to Wednesday, going through the readings, watching the video lectures, so that you're in a good place to do the assignments for that particular week. So there are 4 weekly tasks that must be completed every week in the course. There's the hypothesis or the markup assignment, where we'll mark up a text online together, and I'll talk about that shortly. There's the discussion assignment, which is like a typical discussion board assignment, where we'll discuss, I'll post a prompt and you'll post a text response. There's a VoiceThread task, which is a response to a voice prompt. And finally, there is the quiz, which is due usually at the end of the week on Sunday. So the markup assignment is usually due on Thursday, the voice thread is usually due on Friday, and the discussion assignment on Saturday. So the other 45% of the course is the 3 exams that I'll talk about a bit later on in this course. The hypothesis, the markup assignment, the discussion board, and the voice thread are what I like to call the classroom parts of the course. So they're the part of the course that sort of substitutes for the classroom. Since this is an asynchronous course, we're not meeting together in a classroom, but we do these kind of assignments kind of synchronously, where we can see each other's work, we can see what each other are thinking. So it's really important that we do these work together. And that we sort of stick to the timelines for this work, so it mimics the sort of feeling of being in a classroom and working together to understand the material. So that's why I think of it as the classroom part of the course, because effectively that's what we're doing. We're learning from each other. We're learning about each other's take on the material, and we're learning what each other classmates and think are important in a particular reading. So we're doing those assignments together. So late assignments will receive a maximum of half credit. So the first assignment I'm going to talk about is the hypothesis markup assignment. So this is an annotation assignment, and in this assignment we'll be marking up a text together. So in the hypothesis, the annotation assignment, you're required to do 3 things to get maximum points here. You have to post a comment about a section of the reading. You have to ask a question about a part of the reading. And thirdly, you have to respond to a classmate's comment or question. And like I said, the markup is usually due at the end of Thursday. It's the first assignment due during the week. So it's very important here. This is not a place to write an essay or to attempt to prove that you've understood. I don't want to see AI summaries of the material. What I'm interested in are exploratory posts that reflect how you're understanding the reading, how you're understanding a particular passage. Maybe there's something curious about it. Maybe there's something that sort of piques your interest and reminds you of something else. So I want to see how you're responding to the reading. So that's the spirit in which to approach the markup assignments. They're exploratory, and they're intended to help us all understand the text together. So we can all read each other's posts, we can all see what each other are sort of commenting on. So it gives me a good sense of what everybody is finding in the reading, and it will give you a good sense of collectively kind of making sense of what's going on in the reading and the kind of things that your classmates as well as you are finding in the reading and the things that they're seeing as important there. So if you approach it in that kind of exploratory attitude, then that's the way to do the markup assignment. So we're marking up the text in order to kind of understand the text together. So in the discussion post, what you're going to do is to post your thoughts in the discussion forum. So it's a text-based response to a written prompt or question. So there are two tasks here that you have to complete. You have to write a post in response to the question or prompt. And the main thing here is that posts must be 100 words or more. And the second thing you have to do is to respond substantively to a classmate's post. So as long as you're posting in response to the prompt and you're posting about the reading and you respond substantively to a classmate's post. And what I mean substantively is that you do more than say, yes, I agree, yes, good point, but you give reasons for why you agree or why you're responding in a particular way, and you explain your thinking fully. So as long as you do that, as long as you write a post of 100 words or more and you respond substantively, you'll get the points for the discussion post. And of course, the discussion post must be in your own words, not AI generated, and they must reflect your own struggle with the material and your own original take on the question or your own sort of original response to the prompt. So discussion posts are usually due on Saturday. Now, the task in the VoiceThread assignment is to upload a voice response to the VoiceThread video prompt. So I will post the video prompt, and that will be a prompt that is concerned with the material for that week and that asks you to respond in a particular way to the prompt. So in order to respond, you have to do two tasks. Firstly, you have to respond with a voice message. And in the voice message, you're going to explain your response and your answer, and you're going to explain your ideas fully. Now, a couple of minutes is fine for the voice message. You can expand if you want to. You can say more and sort of, if you have a lot to say, you can sort of keep going on that. But usually a couple of minutes is fine for the VoiceThread assignment. And secondly, what you're going to do is you're going to respond to a classmate's voice message. And your response here can be either voice or text. So you can upload another voice message and respond to a classmate's post. Or if you prefer, you can respond to a classmate by text. But your original response to the prompt must be a voice message. So the VoiceThread tasks are due on Friday. And again, if you complete those two things, you'll get the points for the VoiceThread task. So the quizzes are due at the end of the week, and the quiz will consist of 10 mostly multiple choice questions. And the quiz is based on the reading and the lectures for that particular week. So if you've absorbed the readings and the lectures, and then you'll do the assignments, the markup, and the VoiceThread and the discussion, and then you'll be in a good place at the end of the week to tackle the quiz, which will test your knowledge of the readings and the lectures and the material for that week. And like I said, it's due at the end of the week, at the end of Sunday. So it tests your knowledge based on what we've been dealing with, the material for that particular week. So at the end of each 2-week module, there's an exam to test your knowledge of what you've learned. And the exams require essay-type responses. And what I mean by that, I don't mean formatting. You don't have to worry about sort of introductions and that sort of formatting where you sort of, whether it's, different ways of sort of introducing quotes and so on. What I mean by essay type is that you're going to just write in a kind of a natural sort of writing style. So you'll just write out your ideas as clearly as you can and explain your ideas as clearly as you can. And that's what the exams are supposed to be about. So they are usually 2-hour timed exams, and they'll be completed online, and you'll complete them in one sitting. So it doesn't have to be as well structured and thought out as a take-home essay because it's in a time setting. I'm just looking for you to express your ideas and to show what you've learned about the module that we've been dealing with for the last 2 weeks, and to show that you've learned and absorbed the material, and that you have a creative and original response to the material, and that's what you'll show in the exams. So they're 15% each. They must be completed in one sitting. Sometimes it's one question, sometimes it's 2 questions, but you'll have 2 hours to complete the exams, and you'll complete them in one sitting. Okay, so if you need to reach me each week, I'll have office hours from 4:30 to 6 on Wednesday, and from 4:30 to 6 on Friday, both on Zoom. You'll find the Zoom link on Brightspace, on my information on Brightspace. If you can't find it, then feel free to email me that information. So if you want to talk about any of the content, if you want to go over anything in the course, or you need to talk to me for any reason, email me, and we can set up a time to we can set up a time in office hours, or you can just show up in office hours during that time on a Wednesday or a Friday. And finally, good luck, and reach out if you need anything at any time in the course. The easiest ways to reach me are my email address, which is on the syllabus, and you can see here, and my phone number. If you need anything, you can use either of those to contact me. So good luck, and reach out if anything comes out and you need anything comes up and you need assistance if you can't find anything, or you're sort of struggling with a particular assignment, or there's something else not quite right with Brightspace, or something's not working for you. Reach out, and hopefully we'll be able to fix it. So good luck, and I look forward to seeing you online.